Hi there, this is Julia Molloy, Operations and Luxury Branding Specialist for the design industry. Thanks so much for joining me here. I want to spend a couple minutes and share with you what I have in store for the Billing Model Bootcamp. Now, as most of you are aware, the billing model is once again a topic of discussion, and there's been a lot of shift in the industry as we move out of the recession. And it's causing a lot of confusion, and it's very destabilizing for many of you. Now, if you've been a part of my community for a while, you know that I have some very distinct thoughts on billing. Now, one of the premise behind my methodology and my thinking on this is that it really doesn't matter what your billing model is, and that's going to sound really weird. But this is the thing. Your billing model should not determine how much money you make. And that billing model is going to be different for so many of you. New York is charging different than San Francisco, and every single area, region of the United States has got different pricing associated with hourly and flat fees and all kinds of things. So what does one to do? Does one area of the country make more money than the other? This is the thing. Your billing model does not determine how much money you make. You need to determine how much money you need to make on a project and then insert that or communicate that through your billing model. So I am going to walk you through a process of figuring out what your number is. This is the question I get all the time. It's how do I figure out how much to charge, And I've figured something out. I've got a calculation tool that I'm so excited to share with you guys because it's pretty brilliant. You are going to be able to use this calculation tool and plug in the parameters and the metrics associated with this prospective project, any prospective project, and it will auto-calculate your 40% gross profit margin. How great is that? Now, if you guys were a part of the webinar that I did with Mark Malinsky of Designer Advantage, he's a finance expert for the industry. He clearly stated that the firms that are doing the best, really in order to sustain and have a growing profitable firm, you need to be making a 40% gross profit margin. This calculation tool that I am releasing to the industry for the first time during this boot camp is going to help you do that for any prospective project. You will never ever worry or guess on how much money you're going to make and how much to charge for a given project ever again when you use this tool. It's done. It's no guesswork. It's too important to be guessing on something like this. When you go to bid a project, you should know exactly what you're going to make. And see, this is the thing. Once you figure out what your number is, you can just plug that into any number of billing models out there. And I actually recommend that firms have a couple different models for billing. And then you just modulate or choose the model that is most appropriate or is going to be most palatable to your prospective client, right? And it does not affect your number. So for that billing bootcamp, I will be presenting to you and giving you the actual file of the billing calculation tool. So you will know what your hourly needs to be. If you're going to do hourly, you know what your markup is going to need to be. If you're doing a flat fee, it factors all those, and you can nudge the numbers up and down to figure out what it's going to take to get to that 40%. It's going to be great. I'm also providing you the hybrid model contract that I developed and released to the industry a few years ago. And in my view, for most firms, most projects, certainly residential in nature, this is the ideal model. And again, it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not going to work for every single project. But I can tell you that some of the most successful firms in the nation are using this model, some form, for at least a majority of their projects. And it is kind of a really nice balance between flat fee, and it really accentuates the value that you bring during the concept for your genius. It has nothing to do with time. I mean, you can whip out the most brilliant floor plan and layout and concept in a few hours. It really is not about the time. And the longer that you've been doing design, and the faster you are at that concept, the more brilliant you are, actually the less money you make in the time billing model for the concept phase. And so this model, this hybrid model, compensates for that and accounts for that in a really lovely way. And then it has like a separate section for implementation that then does go into an hourly, which is where all the risk is. I mean, that's generally where people lose money on the flat fee, is in implementation, because you find, mold in the wall, or the contractors mess something up, or things that have nothing to do with you and are completely out of your control, end up taking more time, and that's where people get into trouble. So it's really the best of both worlds. It's a lovely contract. You get it in Word format so that you can incorporate it into your own contract, take parts of it and use it as you wish and make it your own. And then we'll be spending 3 hours together on December 10th, and I will walk you through these tools. I will answer questions, and I will share with you in great detail my methodology and approach to extracting the most value and getting the highest margin and profits through your firm, using some of my techniques and kind of mindset and approach to things. So I hope to see you there. It's going to be an extremely powerful and transformative experience for you, and you will leave with the tools and the knowledge and the ability to never have to guess at how you are going to price a project ever again. That's pretty big. So if you have any questions, give me a call. As you know, I back up our boot camps and everything else we do with 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you come to the boot camp and it really did not address your needs at all, I will certainly make it right. So there's really no risk involved. If you have any questions, just give me a call or shoot me an email. I'll answer any question you have and help you walk through that decision-making process and trying to determine whether it's going to be a good move for you. And with that, thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you there. Thanks so much, and until next time, expect great things.